who is misleading the common man or common woman in Karnataka. That seems to be the crux of the political debate that is playing out in Karnataka. The Congress party that announced reservations for locals only to promptly announce that the decision is on hold yesterday is now being accused by the BJP of using diversionary techniques to mislead people. In fact, the BJP is trying its best to bring back attention to the Valmiki Board's alleged multi-crore scam, something that has put the Siddaramaiah government on the back foot. Now, the issue surfaced when P. Chandrasekharan, the account superintendent of the Karnataka Maharishi Valmiki Scheduled Tribe Development Corporation Limited, died by suicide on the 26th of May. In his suicide note, he alleged pressure and involvement of government officials. The Congress government, of course, created a judicial commission to probe the matter, but the limelight in the last 2 days was taken away by the state government's proposal to bring in up to 70% reservation for locals. Today, several BJP leaders, you can see the visuals there, including State Chief B.Y. Vijayendra, were detained by the Bengaluru police after a large group of protesters attempted to lay siege at the Vidhan Sauda. In the last 1 year, since the run-up to the assembly elections in the state, which the Congress of course swept, we have seen and heard it all. 40% Sarkara claims by the Congress, fuel price hike, insistence on only Kannadiga employees and Kannada hoardings, fight over guarantees and water crisis. But who exactly is leading the voter on a garden path, and who is telling the truth? Are they all taking turns to do both? That's what we ask tonight. Joining me now is Bhaskar Rao, spokesperson of the BJP. He's also been the former Commissioner of Police in Bengaluru. We also have Nizam Fauzdar, who's the spokesperson and also General Secretary of the Congress in Karnataka. And we also have Ramakrishna Upadhyay, who is a senior journalist in Karnataka. Thank you all of you for joining me on this show. To you, Mr. Nizam, first, did you expect the BJP to be this aggressive, sir? Clearly, this seems to be a renewed BJP because, you know, last year when your party swept the state, it did seem like the BJP will take some time to sort of get its act together. But it doesn't look like a weakened BJP right now. The 2024 election results were also in some ways a setback to your party. How do you see the move by the BJP to possibly take on every, announcement by the Congress party very aggressively and sort of these protests that are happening? How do you see this?
A regressive party will follow regressive policies. BJP and its ideology is a very regressive phenomena. I don't even call ideology now, it's a phenomena. They have looted the Karnataka state for the last 3 years. 3 lakh crores were taken into debt and siphoned off. They have to answer this. We have initiated X number of development work that people are loving to see. It is a 3.71 lakh crores budget, which is giving about 44 crore extra. You know, it's a higher mark to it. We're giving about 1.33 crore people, the women, as the Graha Lakshmi, the benefit. We are giving every woman a chance to be empowered to travel and work and be independent. In the same way, we are doing a lot of infrastructural programs from the road building to a lot of things that is happening. The BJP is like this.
But Nizam, may I just ask you this one question? Mr. Nizam, some days ago you said that, Kannada hoardings are compulsory and there was this, little bit of violence that happened in Bengaluru. Of course, then you gave time. Then, of course, there was this thing that IT employers need to display the names of the locals that they employ. That needs to be displayed very conspicuously is what your government said. That, your government also walked back on that announcement. Yesterday, we saw a lot of back and forth happening, and finally the state government has said that it will take some time. So, at some level, it does feel like the Congress government wants to just keep testing waters, wants to just keep making these announcements without really putting in that kind of thought. Because if you look at the draft of, this jobs for locals, it seems like, maybe a school going student has drafted it. So, do you think such an approach will be okay when it comes to policy statements?
No, your conviction of asking the question itself is questionable now. Let me ask you, it's just like this. Who gave a hasty decision in this country? In the midnight in 2016, Notbandi kar diya. In about the GST, midnight, hasty decision. You have spoiled the MSME. You have spoiled the financial structure of the country. And you are asking us that who is taking hasty decisions. We are saying it's simple. It's you don't ask the same question in UP, you don't ask the same question in Bihar, you don't ask the same question in Madhya Pradesh. Yes, we have a legacy of Kannada. The people who are working here, people who are doing business here, needs to display a name in Kannada. So what's wrong in that?
Yeah, absolutely,
I
there's
don't
nothing
think so.
wrong in
We
that.
need
It's
to
just that the government
question.
keeps going back on this, which is
No,
what.
no, it's not going back and forth. We are simply
Okay,
standing by
okay.
the
Let me
Karnataka
go to
state.
Mr.
A
Rao.
language is
Yes, sir. I'll come
important.
back to you, Mr.
We stand
Nizam.
by.
Yes, sir. I'll come back to
Ever
you.
since
Tell me,
this
one
government
second,
has
one
come,
second.
ever
Now
since
tell
this government
me
has come,
which
Okay, Mr.
city in the
Bhaskar.
last year,
country.
Mr. Nizam, I'll come back to
Bhaskarji,
you.
ek
Let
second.
Mr. Bhaskar respond. Mr. Rao,
ever since this government
no,
came
no.
to
Before
power,
that, sir, I would also
giving
like to
all
ask
kinds
you.
of false promises to the
No, no,
electorate,
sir. Where are you?
now
Where
it
is
is
the
not able to
BJP?
deliver.
Where is the BJP when it comes to comes to this jobs for locals front? Because it's one thing to say that you care for Kannadiga pride, but another to support policies that can also result in the state losing out on opportunities. But I did see your spokespersons also dilly-dallying when it comes to either support or their own opposition.
I will give clarity to it. I will give clarity to it. See, at this point of time, Congress is trying to play politics with a very sensitive issue like states asmita and jobs for the youth. It is taking away the narrative from its own corruption, misgovernance, and messing up and creating turmoil. Jobs cannot be created overnight by the stroke of a pen or by a law. It needs time. And if we are going to make reservations, we need to have given money to such organizations, or it should be state sponsored. You cannot bulldoze anybody to say that you hire so and so, otherwise I'm going to give a penalty. We acknowledge that Kannadigas should be given jobs, they should be supported, but the way a legislation is brought about and a U-turn is made, that itself speaks the kind of unprepared way and no consultation with the industry and they had to cut a hasty retreat to
Why don't
bring
you ask
some
the
kind
same
of a
question
change.
to Mr.
This is
Modi? How
absolutely
do
an
you do
unplanned thing which they
demonetization
did,
without
and they have
consulting?
gone back.
Okay,
Because
Mr.
they are
Nizam,
not
would you
capable
like to
of it.
respond to
They
that,
are only
sir?
trying to divert attention
Yeah.
Okay.
out of
Yes, sir.
things like
Bhaskarji,
Valmiki Development Corporation,
But
Buddha,
Mr.
listen.
and
Nizam,
the
I mean,
diversion
let
of
me
the
also
CST.
ask
They
you,
have no
so
intention of creating
Quick.
employment. There is
yes,
no
sir.
Will you
intention
ask
of
the same
creating
question to
employment,
Mr.
and it is
Modi?
only
How
to
did he
confuse.
take a
And
hasty
they
Okay.
call it a
decision in the
brand,
Mr.
brand,
midnight
Nizam, when it
and do
comes to suicide
demonetization?
notes, we saw what happened in last year, last time election, there was a suicide note which actually, changed to a lot of political dynamics. In this case, Chandrasekharan's letter cites pressure from senior officials. So clearly, there is some amount of pressure that your government is facing because B. Nagendra has also been sent to custody. But your party leaders are also saying that you're being, these agencies are being misused, right? So how do you respond to that, sir?
See, very simple. We have constituted a SIT. SIT is doing its work. CED has taken Mr. Nagendra into custody. They have not found any
bogus
information.
SIT.
अरे ठहरो
Okay,
जी,
let it
आप
finish,
भी
sir.
पुलिसमैन थे साहब, आप भी पुलिसमैन थे, तो हमें बात करने दीजिए. So what I'm saying is the SIT is in place. ED is doing its work. Let us see how ED will twist arm many of the witnesses to give just the way they did in the liquor scam. My question is simple. Mr. Nagendra submitted his resignation without a protest, unlike Ishwarappa, who was forced to resign. The difference between the morality of the Congress party and the BJP is that when
Ishwarappa
there seems
resigned.
to be something wrong,
Okay,
no, he
okay,
was forced to
Ramakrishna
resign.
Ishwarappa
He
Upadhyay
was
has
resigned
been
forced to
waiting for a
resign.
long
on
time.
the
I'm sorry,
slightest
gentlemen, I have to go
Saying
to
we
him.
doubt
stand
over
by
the
the
design.
people.
Mr.
We are
Upadhyay,
Not
on the
like that.
how do
development
you
work.
see this
The
Congress
BJP
versus
and its
BJP
IT
play
cell
in
is doing
Karnataka?
all the
Because,
facade.
one thing that seems constant
Madam,
is
now I want to
allegations
tell
of
you
corruption.
that
So
they have
let
got
him
a
speak. I'll come
mandate
back
to
to you, sir.
govern. They have
No, no.
miserably.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can
Ramakrishna,
I
sir,
speak?
please tell us how do you see
Can
the
I speak,
politics?
sir?
How do you see the politics of corruption and politics of protest playing out? Because and also these allegations that one party is creating diversionary tactics to actually mislead common people, and the other party saying the same thing about the other one.
See, Karnataka is right now going through a multiple crisis. One is there is a tug of war between the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister over the CM's post. Now, Shiv Kumar wants to occupy that post, hell come here, and then Siddaramaiah says, I will not allow him. So this is on one side. And then you have financial crisis facing the state because the 5 guarantees have sucked out all the money that was there in the treasury. Now, the government doesn't have any money for paying the government employees. So this is the situation as far as the financial position is concerned. And then you had drought. So, this government seems to have forgotten drought. See, they asked for 18,000 crores from the central government and got about only 5,000 crores, which is really unfair, I think. But where is the job? Now there is a flood happening all over the state. So they have so many things on their plate, and they are bringing in issues that are irrelevant. And you talk about jobs for Kannadigas out of the blue. I mean, can that be implemented just like that? And everybody knows that any state government which has tried this kind of a trick has failed. In Maharashtra, we've seen that they brought in this kind of legislation, which was struck down by the Supreme Court. So it cannot happen just like that. And especially for a state like Karnataka, which attracts so much of talent from across the country, and which is the IT capital. I mean, the Silicon Valley of India. How can you have jobs reserved for Kannadigas only? Kannadigas will have jobs.
Mr. Rao, you also heard Mr. Upadhyay as a senior journalist. You also heard your opponent here today, Minister Krishna Baire Gowda, who's not seen as a very aggressive man. He's seen as a decent man. He is claiming that agencies like ED, CBI are being misused. Do you feel that this is something that will work against your party? Because clearly, while you've done well in Karnataka, the BJP overall has also reduced numbers.
You take the issue in Karnataka. What Karnataka is going through is they are firefighting to manage a financial crisis which they have themselves created by giving false promises. Now, to divert attention from burning issues, they have got a lot of internal issues also, like who is going to be chief minister, how many deputy CMs are going to be there. They want to bring in a caste survey, and they want to create confusion. And to divert all these things, now they are talking about a Bangalore South district.
Okay.
And then about job reservations
last
in the
word
private
from
sector.
Mr. Nizam. Are you really, is the Congress party not focusing on governance and creating controversies one after the other, sir? I'm sorry, I'm running out of time. Mr. Nizam, last
diversionary tactics, that's all.
No.
Main issues are not being addressed.
Yes, sir, please
Let me also tell you, our senior journalist was saying that we have sucked out all the money from the system for the guarantees. It's 3.7 lakh crores is the budget, and only 55,000 crores is for the guarantees. The rest of 3.2 lakh crores is for the development and various expenditures for the state. So please don't mislead the state by saying that guarantee is eating everything from the plate of the state. It's
guarantees are also not being fulfilled.
It is been fulfilled. I don't think so. You
do a ground level
your
study
application.
And see how many guarantees are fulfilled.
Bhaskarji, if you're not getting the 2,000 rupees as Graha Lakshmi, please send it. If you're not a tax-paying person, I will get it done for you. But the question is, the money is there in the state. It's a surplus employment.
You wanted to say something, sir. You wanted to come in here. Please.
Money is
we are only saying
Madam, money is only being looted and plundered brazenly from the treasury.
Okay, Mr. Upadhyay, let him speak, sir.
Let him state in which
okay, he's a senior journalist, Mr. Upadhyay. Mr. Rao, Mr. Nizam, we heard you out. Let Mr. Upadhyay have the last word, please.
Have you ever seen how corruption...
Okay, Mr. Upadhyay, please.
No, I think the chief minister has forgotten about administration, and he's have this multiple scams that come up in the way, like this Valmiki's ST corporation scamming, and then his own wife is involved in this Moda scam. I mean, nobody expected the Siddaramaiah to be getting into this kind of a scandal, and where you give up a land which is not worth nothing, and then you take 17 sites, for that in a prime locality. So this is not done, and I think he's trying to divert attention from that, and he has appointed some IAS officers to look into it. I think if he means business, he should ask a sitting High Court judge to look into it and give a report in 2 months. And he has said he will do that, and wait for it for 6 months. Why wait for 6 months? Ask him to get it quickly, and then my suggestion is he should cancel all the illegal sites, including those given to his wife. That is the only way he can restore some normalcy in this thing, and then people will get he will get the credibility back.
So point taken, that's an important point. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me. I'm sorry, I'm running out of time. So the BJP and the Congress party in Karnataka are blaming each other for distracting the common man's attention from real issues. Congress party, of course, has said that it will speak to industry leaders and other stakeholders on the issue of jobs, a proposal that has been criticized by the industry. But the BJP has said that the Congress party is only distracting voters, distracting people from real issues. Moving on to the other important story from the south of India today.